Funniest test answers part 6. Let's go. Man, I really do like an old trucker today. It always amazes me how these funny answers always appear over the internet, but I will always enjoy them. So getting a little off topic, things happened this year that I'm not necessarily proud about, and I had to change majors this year, so I am no longer pursuing the education field. But I'm not too upset about it because there are other avenues that kind of seem to interest me. But just because I'm not pursuing education anymore doesn't mean I'll have my comments about them. And I'll share some of them with you today with these funny test answers. So with that out of the way, let's begin. So this first one, it seems like we're given the names of objects and we have to write down what color they are. Okay, simple enough. Green frog, blue lake, red solo cup. Oh my god. I guess the red solo cups aren't very popular. I mean, my mom's folks have some of them at their place. Or at least a knockoff that looks just like red solo cups. But in all seriousness, they could have included like some colored illustrations so that way the student could figure out what the colors actually are. Especially with the cup. Or this kid just really likes red solo cups. So this next one says, explain the word migration. And they wrote, a migration is a bad headache. You idiot, that's not what a migration is! Okay, if you don't know by now, a migration is when a group of animals head to a new habitat, usually depending on the seasons. I think the word that this kid is thinking about is migraine. Perhaps they had a migraine while they were taking this test. Like I said, they're probably thinking of a migraine, which is a neurological disorder that lots of people have, and severe headaches really are a symptom. Let's hope this kid didn't screw up too badly. Annie had 5 apples. She eats 1 apple in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 1 at night. How many apples does Annie have left at the end of the day? Before I look at what this kid answers was, let's go over the math, alright? So she starts with 5 apples, alright? She eats 1 apple in the morning. 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 in the afternoon. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 1 apple at night. So we have 1 left. 2 minus 1 is 1. So at the end of the day, she has 1 apple. And this kid wrote, that apple is alone like you when your wife left. Oh! A savagery. And the teacher wrote back, that's highly inappropriate, Jeremy. Please stay after class. So maybe this teacher's going through some tough times and his wife actually left him and maybe Jeremy knows. Let's hope not. I mean, let's hope Jeremy's just trying to be savage. Big hope for this teacher that his wife didn't leave him. Write a story problem that shows 20 minus 13 equals 7. Alright, simple enough. Matthew had 20 girlfriends! Oh my god, this dude is a player. How the heck are you gonna have time for 20 girlfriends? I mean, that'd be a lot of women to please. Matthew had 20 girlfriends. He unfortunately broke up with 13 of them. How many girlfriends does Matthew have left? Matt has 7 left. Well, I guess this kid can't be marked wrong. I mean, it did show that 20 minus 13 is 7. Let's hope this doesn't happen in real life. Because I bet if all of those 13 girlfriends that Matthew dumped know about this, then they're gonna realize that he's been a player, and they're gonna try and get him for it, and I doubt that he would have 7 girlfriends much longer. For this one, it just looks like we're doing general operations for certain functions given, okay? You can see an f of x, a g of x, and h of x. I'll go over those a little bit. First one is f of x plus g of x, and the kid wrote hashtag YOLO! Okay, let's go over some general information about functions together, alright? So they're just adding functions here, and we can see here that the functions are both linear functions, so we can just combine like terms. 2 plus positive 1 is positive 3. Negative 7x plus positive 2x is negative 5x. So f of x plus g of x equals 3 minus 5x. Or you can write it as negative 5x plus 3, it doesn't matter. So this kid must have been just bored with the class and he doesn't want to deal with this. He wants to enjoy his life. The teacher wrote back, hashtag minimum wage, hashtag future, hashtag McDonald's. Oh! So this kid was basically bored, and the teacher said that this kid doesn't have a future and should probably only work at McDonald's. Man, the savagery today. So the question on the top doesn't show all of it, so I'm not going to go over whether or not this kid has the correct answer with those options. What do you need to find? They wrote the answer. Dang! So I can interpret this one of two ways. One, and which is more plausible, this kid doesn't know what the answers to these questions are, so they're completely oblivious on the test. And second, they might be trying to find the answer to life. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story. So, I've been going to Bible study with Jehovah's Witnesses because my grandpa's one. I personally not a witness myself, but I really enjoy going with him and I really enjoy the practice. And for all of life's questions, we always go back into the Bible and read some of the verses and we try to figure out what they mean. So if you're trying to find all the answers to life's biggest questions, just look in the Bible. Give me a lot of peace for myself. Okay, I'm just going to briefly go over the question on the top. I can't see what the name is. I'm going to say this karate class lasts 56 days. How many weeks does the class last? And this kid wrote 9. Okay, this could go one of two ways. One, they could do karate class every day of the week, every 7 days of the week. 56 divided by 7 is 8. So if we're going by that, the class should be only 8 weeks. But then there's also the possibility that they only do it on the weekdays and not the weekends, so that'd be 5 days every week. 56 divided by 5 is 11, with the remainder of 1. We're not going to go into decimals for this. If we're going by that, the answer is 11 weeks, give or take a day. Now on to the main one. Wendell, I'm just going to say Wendell because of the 2 L's. Wendell has a box of 36 cherries. He divides the cherries equally among 5 friends and himself. Bonnie received 6 cherries. She thinks she should have received 1 more. Is she correct? Explain. And they wrote, no, because she is not special. Oh, the savagery. Well, they got the answer right that no, she shouldn't have received 1 more, but let's do the math on this. So it says that Wendell's a box of 36 cherries. He divides them amongst 5 friends and himself, so he divides them among 6 people. 36 divided by 6 is 6, with no remainders left over. So everyone does receive 6 cherries. And it says that Bonnie received 6 cherries, and if everyone receives 6, then she should not have received 1 more. Simple math works out, and everybody's getting it equally. So for these 4 questions, it just seems like the letters are all mixed up and the student's supposed to figure out what words can be made with those letters. So number 7, it seems the word is swish. They seem to have gotten that right. And number 8, I'm looking at the letters and they wrote shart. I'm pretty sure that shart means to poop, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Is this what this kid had in his mind at the moment? Sharting on his desk. And the teacher wrote trash. That could be one of 2 things. One, the teacher could be saying that these answers are trash, so they're not acceptable. And second, most likely, the teacher is saying that trash is the word he's supposed to get with those scrambled letters. And the other 2 this kids seem to have gotten right, small and snack. I think that's a K, but it could be an H. Low key with number 10, I'm going to tell you this right now. Sometimes people would jokingly refer to me as Zach instead of Zach because my name had an H in front of it. Defend your answer. Sarge, I don't know how much longer we can hold them. And the drawing shows a soldier fighting and like a wired fence around the word answer. But that's not what it means. It means to provide evidence and reasoning to show that your answer is correct. Points for creativity, though. Ooh, we got some music tests here. What are these symbols? The first one, they wrote treble clef. That's right, that is a treble clef. Literally in like 4th or 5th grade in music class, we literally sang a song in a concert called Ode to the Treble Clef. And it was going over all the properties of the treble clef and how it's useful. And they even showed a drawing to show that there was a treble clef to show what notes we were singing, and the time signature was 6/8 to show the rhythm. And the next one, they wrote sad face. That is a bass clef, alright? That was for the lower notes, alright? You know what, it kind of does look like a sad face from this angle. So I can kind of see where this kid is coming from. But when you're reading sheet music, the clefs are there to show the range of the notes that can be written on the staff. Treble clef, you have higher notes, bass clef, you have lower notes. And for every instrument on the sheet music, it varies depending on what notes they can play. Like, for example, when you're playing piano music, you have two staves for it, a treble clef on top and a bass clef on the bottom, so you play the higher notes with your right hand and lower notes with the left hand. This one seems to have two parts in it. For the first one, they're completing the word bank. Write SN, SP, or ST to complete each word. Stop, stool, sponge, snow, stick, store, snap, and spill. Okay, I think that kid got those right. The next part says, write to complete each sentence. Use the word bank. So this kid is assigned to use the words that they filled in before to complete the sentences. I got yarn at the bank. Do you like the bank? Put your feet on the bank. Did you bank the drink? Get a bank to clean up the mess? Can you bank your fingers? I will bank soon. Okay, the first two kind of made sense, the other ones not so much. And seriously, you're not supposed to use the word bank, you're supposed to use the word bank. You have to use the words that you've written before in the word bank. I don't know if this kid was just trying to make a joke or he legitimately misread the direction. But let's go over this and let's see which words might actually work. I got yarn at the store. Do you like the snow? Put your feet on the stool. Did you spill the drink? Get a sponge to clean up the mess. Can you snap your fingers? I will stop soon. Now that is what the teacher was looking for, and I think that was perfect wording. And it seems there are 8 words in the word bank, so I think there was an 8th question down there, but they don't seem to show it. Who was America's first president? Okay, they have an image of him, so this is not too hard to answer. America's first president was Getty Images? You silly! America's first president was George Washington. They literally have a picture of George Washington up there. Oh. So it's showing that they got this image from Getty Images, so that's probably why the kid thought that was the answer. List 5 things that are almost always white. And this kid wrote down sheep, cloud, and Disney princess. Hold on, you only wrote down 3 things. The question says to write at least 5. Let's hope the student can actually count. Also, yeah, there are tons of white Disney princesses, but there are some that aren't white. There's Moana, Jasmine from Aladdin, Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. So not all Disney princesses are white. A lot of them are, but not all of them. Deserts can be hot or cold. Name a hot desert and a cold desert. And for a hot desert, they wrote apple crumble with custard. And for a cold desert, they wrote jelly and ice cream. So this kid was probably thinking that they meant desserts. But if you don't know by now, the word dessert has 2 S's. And the word desert has only 1 S. And I don't know what deserts are hot and cold, so I can't help you out there. If they're really about desserts, I don't think this kid would have a serious problem. And last but not least, parent signature, mom. Really? And for the date they wrote today. Wow. Yeah, that is totally believable. But seriously, is this kid so stupid that they don't know what their mom's name is, so they just wrote mom? No mother that I've ever met is actually just named mom. That's what you call your mother. And for writing today's date, you have to figure out what the day actually is. You just can't write today. So this teacher's obviously going to figure out that the kid wrote it themselves and not the actual parent. And just like that, another one in the can. Man, I really love doing these reaction videos. I might do another one in the next video, so feel free to look forward to that. And I will always try keeping looking for new funny test videos on the internet, so this isn't going away anytime soon. So don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, it really does help me out. And feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. But that's gonna do it all for now. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.